Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
I'm Marvelous.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Podical Sons. So let's start the damn show. Like, comment, subscribe, all the above. You know how to find us at podicalsons.com on social media platforms, podicalsons.com website. At every streaming platform possible, you can hear this. Hopefully you're hearing it on one, or you might be seeing us on the YouTube. How they do?
And it is every Tuesday, but you might not know it unless you subscribe. So it's important that you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, fall in line.
Yes. Happy New Year. I'm trying to make sure I'm grammatically correct because...
Yeah. I seen some posts with the New Year and the New Year's. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My woman is a grammar Nazi.
Did she hit you up?
I didn't fuck up. I know better and stuff, whatever. You know, my... You are and your, that's why I might fuck up and stuff, whatever. Right, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the English. But other than that, she went, she's like, these motherfuckers out here is texting me New Year's. I was like, is it years? Is it 1 year? Is it multiple years and stuff we're going through now? I was like, you know what? I don't stress it.
Unless day or Eve is following behind the year, there's no apostrophe S, no S. It's a year. Just this the year.
Does it shock you when people still fuck up with grammar and they're adults now? Like you can recognize it. You could look at them and distinctively say like, you look like you're about 30 plus,
right? And
you still got your shit together.
You know what? I used to be upset at that.
Yeah,
but spell check is a hell of a thing. And when you try to write something correct and you think it's correct, spell check has no idea what you're talking about or what you're meaning, and they automatically correct it wrong.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
They automatically correct it wrong. So I started giving people a little bit more grace when I see errors in their spelling.
That's facts. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because I'm looking at this stuff is where I can't remember what word it was. But I don't think it was... No, I think it's something like villainous.
Okay.
So I tried to type in villainous, whatever, right?
Right.
So VILLIAN.
Right.
Right? For villain.
Yeah.
I was forgetting the last I. The second I.
Right.
So I was like, villain, right? And they're like, no, there's an I and stuff. So I was looking like, okay. But I went to go type in villainous. So like, it's fucking like, spell check just saying, fuck you. I don't know what you're talking about. Just left me alone.
Right.
So I was like,
right.
My spider sense tell me this is not right. So I took it to Google. And I had to come back. Not a lot of people was willing to do that work.
Nah, there's not. So and because it's happened to me so many times,
yeah.
I like look at it before I post, before I make anything concrete. I look at it, make sure it makes sense, make sure all the verbiage is correct. And then I'll post, because I can't tell you the countless amount of times where I type in were, WERE, and it automatically corrects it to WE''RE.
Yeah. English language, boy.
It's a bitch.
You know what? It's easier to speak it than to just spell it.
Yes.
Right? Because I want to say, like, you might spell RED as red, and then you REDA, READ as red.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here we go. Let's go. Yes, let's touch on these polls. So for the first polls for the new year, I want to say the first one, this is more of a revisit we've done before.
Right.
But it's always good to kind of cycle back and check around.
Especially this one. I think especially this one.
Why this one? Why more important?
Because
let me hear that. Speak on it.
Because I think more than not, this is subjective, and something might run into a person's life where this one particularly may change.
Okay. So first question for the first poll for everybody. Would you rather have 5 more friends or 5 less friends? And the final poll was a 50-50 split. Now, previously in the past, it was less friends.
Less friends. I remember that.
It was less friends.
Right.
So now we're in a 50-50 split. I do want to say, let's say our followers and subscribers and stuff like to the Facebook and Instagram have changed from previous times and stuff compared to what it is now. And do appreciate it. The people do participate in the polls when they see them and stuff like that as well. Because even if we don't really discuss your answer and stuff, whatever, it'd be dope to explain your answer, and it might even be help an explanation. You still will hear your explanation on the show. So I was looking at it and stuff, and I was like, before it was less.
Right.
Now we're at a 50-50 split with you. So let's say within the 4 years. Within the 4 years and stuff, the podcast and everything like that. Do you feel that you still would want the same answer as you wanted before? Because there's enough time. The way your thought process of 3 months ago could even be different from what it is now. Much less the 4 years.
Why I said this in particular may be something that people might have thought differently in the past, and then now have come to realize, hey, no, you know what? I may want more, or I may want less. For me personally, I said I would want more, and before, and it's still the same.
For me, it's still the same too. So same thing,
right?
Still the same and stuff. Like I want like-minded people and stuff with me. I like, especially when it comes to friends,
right?
Throughout all these courses of these months and stuff like that, I want to say even with the course of the year, we spoke about a lot about friendships and hierarchies and everything within friendships and everything like that.
Yeah.
So if the type of caliber of friend that I would be looking for, that's kind of like sibling, would be like brother or sister type and everything.
Right.
Where, I ride or die for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me more.
Yeah.
Give me more. Because I feel like they should be worth their weight of gold because of how I don't want to say examine a person and stuff, whatever, but I deem a person worthy enough to come in my world as a friend.
Right.
So that's what I look at it as, right? And the less is always still, because I'm a more person. Yeah. So the less is always like, you don't feel the type of way when you see the less? When you see people like they would tell you they would rather have 5 less friends.
I'm like, what? I feel like what?
Who hurt you?
Not that, but what are you out there experiencing? Because I'll tell you my experience and why I say 5 more friends is that just being on social media and doing what I do as far as production, music, and that sort of thing, right?
Right.
It's you always say that you find your tribe,
right?
Right. So a lot of times I'll find, I'll post something and I'll find somebody will become my friend or like what I'm posting because of what I post.
Mm-hmm.
And then our conversations will be based upon our tribe, right?
Right.
And I'll be like, this is cool because there's not a lot of people who I may be able to discuss this type of stuff with.
Right, because they get you.
Because they get me.
Right.
So I'm like, well, if you're out there and you're doing what you love and somebody recognizes that and responds to you, why would you not consider or try and bond more with that person to try to figure out, hey, if we agreed on this one particular thing, maybe there's other things that we can agree on.
Right.
Maybe there's things that in my interest that I don't know about that you may know about and willing to share with me, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, you're expanding your territory, you're expanding your horizons when you add more. When you're just less, then it's just like, I think you're just narrowing everything.
Because, all right, I look at it where, I believe it is Drake. No new friends, that's Drake, right?
Right.
Why not? Like if I look at it if you're into money.
Yeah.
You're into whatever, like, okay. I feel that if I was to make a statement like that, a blanket statement like that, that means what we're doing and stuff, whatever, is zenith for me. And it's not.
Yeah.
the friends and the conversations that I have is zenith. And it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You're not giving yourself time to be like the best version of yourself you could be, because you're telling you already have a like fuck it, I don't want no more new friends.
Yeah,
I don't want to grow no more than what it is. I don't want to see the growth and stuff like that of what it possibly could even be from here. I'm at the top. I'm at the top of my game.
The funny thing is, from the time Drake came out with that song, right, till now. The places he's been,
the places
he's been, right, and the business deals that he's gotten into.
Correct.
I'm sure he's gained new friends.
But a lot of people take as the musicians as literal as it gets,
right?
If they don't really, deem that other people could write their lyrics,
right,
or it could be just for the matching of words,
right,
or matching of feelings. Because I always look at stuff like Usher's Confessions.
Yeah,
people just ate up the fact that Usher cheated on Chili, had a kid and stuff, and he had 0 kids and stuff in the oven, no buns in the oven at that time, right? But they just eat it up because this is what the person they like said something,
right,
like that. So I get it, but I don't want to take it literal. But I just look at it stuff as that some people use that as a defining marker and stuff in their world,
right.
Right, because they would highlight that and be like, "You want no 5 more new friends and stuff?" No, Drake said 5 more new friends. I want no damn new friends. I'm good with my circle.
Why would I need with no new friends for?
No further questions. Defense rest his case. All right, next poll and stuff says, "Is money needed in a relationship?" And 86% said, "Hell yes." Talk to Ting, Smooth. Talk to Tings.
Man, if this was like maybe 10 years back, I'd probably say no. But I'm on a hell yes tribe right now.
You on a hell yes
I'm
tribe?
on a hell yes tribe right now.
I feel like, in my opinion, you do need dinero.
Yeah.
The reason why I would say that is because you have a laneway where money doesn't mean everything to a person.
Right.
And I want to say it might be a safe space where people just... I like a broke couple.
Okay.
Let me say that.
Yeah.
Like but I've don't really witnessed too many personal broke couples.
Right.
I see it from the movies and the TVs. Like
the struggle is real when it's together.
Yeah, because I look at it stuff like especially like the young love shit.
Yeah,
the young love. We found love in a homeless place type of shit like that. Like y'all in this 1 bedroom,
right?
Y'all making shit work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. This person's working at a diner. This person's picking up cans on the street, and then y'all now have your own episode for Home House Hunters and stuff international,
right?
With a budget of $1 million fucking dollars. You ever see that shit? It pissed me off. He watches butterflies fly all day. She works for Bally's Total Fitness and stuff. They have a budget of $1 million. How
Where did it come
money?
from?
Okay.
Where did it come from?
Okay. So I'm looking at stuff with this. The people that money isn't really a thing for them.
Yeah.
I find it so dope and refreshing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money's a thing for me.
Right.
Salute to Shorty, because I remember Shorty made a comment to me one time on one of the episodes, and she's like, broke pussy don't scare you. It's not like broke pussy scares me.
Yeah.
But I just look at the stuff as like, if I can feed you with $10, that's great. That means I can feed you 10 times with $100.
Right.
But if I can feed you with $100, how often can I feed you with $100 compared to like exactly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at it as like, money is needed in a relationship to me.
Yeah.
Because you gotta feed a woman.
You gotta.
Love don't... Let's see, I'm old school.
That's what it says.
Love don't keep a roof over your head. Love don't keep clothes on your back.
Nah.
And love don't keep food in your mouth.
Yeah. And what I say, maybe 10 years ago, I would have thought differently is because...
Why? And let me hear that.
But 10 years ago, you may have been able to accomplish a lot of things on a single income. Fast forward to today.
Yeah.
A lot of shit is hard to do with a single income.
You're right. You're absolutely true.
A lot of things is hard to do with a single income. And then just think about it, right? If you're and back to what you're saying, if you're both broke and you're struggling together, then there's that equal footing. You're both trying to make it work, right? But if one of you is doing okay and then you pick up somebody who's not, and then you realize you're fitting a lot of shit, and they just happy-go-lucky looking like they ain't willing to do anything, you might start getting some resentment in your life.
So I heard Gabrielle Union, she was on some other podcasts. She was on the podcast recently, and she said that her last marriage was very toxic.
Okay.
So she said they were more into other people than they were into themselves. But she said because she made all the money, she was entitled to cheat. Because she's like, I mean, I'm paying the bills, I'm fitting this, that, and the third.
I mean, you gotta hug that, bro. You gotta hug that. And when she says she going out, you gotta hope in your mind she ain't going anywhere that you're probably wishing you could go.
And I look at it as if like, yo, money, look, you can't pay bills without, money.
No.
So that's what I was kind of like, money is needed. Like to the ones and stuff, to the folk that didn't feel like money was needed and stuff for that, kudos and salute to y'all.
Right.
It's not like, teach me how. Like I'm curious to know how.
Yeah.
Because what was the slogan I heard my family say? My family, my mom's side, they say, treat her like an angel and she might take you to heaven. Right? I'm not saying you can't do that stuff without a budget and everything, but even we broke it down to the minuscule level, to like, the micro level as possible.
Right.
Would you take a woman on a date with $30? I'm not saying that day has to pop off like every day.
Right.
But at least often enough, and that's still money.
Yeah.
Now, some people and stuff, whatever, one guy said this to me and stuff at work. He said he saw the question, he didn't know how to answer. So he said he's glad he saw me and stuff whatever. So we were having this conversation and stuff. He's like, if it's over $100, he would consider it a bill.
Okay.
He's single. He said that if he's to, let's say, go out with a woman on a date, whatever.
Right.
And he spends less than $70.
Right.
He knows within a month, he probably done burned $70 on some other shit. And I said, I agree.
Yeah.
I done burnt some type of money.
Yeah.
What I don't even deem as costly and stuff like that. Because you know how much money you would make a month. And then you have an idea and stuff like what you done burned on some bullshit if you actually looked at it.
Right.
So when him and I having a convo and stuff like, he's like, he wouldn't deem anything less than $100 like money.
Yeah.
To him and stuff like that. But he said now, if he's out here where they're doing this event this one day, this event another day, this event another day and stuff like that.
Shit adds up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he said, if it goes over 100 in his world, absolutely and stuff. Money is fucking needed and stuff like that. He said some women can understand the simplicity. My auntie would probably call them blood clot idiot. And that means fucking idiots. But yeah, because my aunt, my mom and them, like, they not having that shit. Like, I remember my mom said this shit one day. Give you a story about my mom, my aunt. I love them dearly and stuff, both dearly. Two sisters, peas of a pod.
Right.
The garbage men, this is some OGs in Cleveland, garbage men, like my aunt.
Okay.
And like my mom.
Okay.
They're Jamaican women. I feel, I'm not speaking of all Jamaican women, but I feel...
I'm not speaking about
I feel a good portion of Jamaican women and stuff looking to nyam out of man's pockets. Or eat out of man's pockets and stuff like that, right? So they had a plan. They're like, my mom looked at my auntie like, look here, girl. When these assholes and stuff come through this door, they better come in here with some beer. We're going to drink out their beer and then we're going to tell them, no, go. And I'm looking like... You women are evil because I have to date women like you guys someday in the fucking future.
Right.
All right. It runs now. Dudes come through. My mom and my aunt, they simultaneously start to cough. I think one start off a coughing brigade first because I'm in the other room playing some video games or some shit like that. Whatever. I hear, you all right? So one of the guys like, you all right?
Yeah.
can we get you some water and everything like that? Because I think these dudes thinking like, oh shit, we about to fuck these Jamaican chicks.
Right.
And then my aunt and my mom like, oh shit, we about to make these niggas go broke tonight. You know what I'm saying? So now they coughing and shit. I'm looking like the fuck. I think I was in the computer chat. I even rolled like, yo, somebody dying. Somebody sound like they might need a Heimlich maneuver and everything.
Yeah.
I hear my aunt like, me thirsty. They're like, oh, can we get you some water? She's like, no, mostly alcohol would free up anything like that. And the dudes left and came back with like a case of beer.
With a case of beer.
With a case of beer and everything like that. Then like, I think, yeah, they probably had the little 1 or 2 and shit like that. I left. And when I came back, I was like, oh, we're the sanitation specialist. They're like, after they come here with I'll translate the whole thing. Oh,
it's a long hand. It's a two.
So I say in the pot for the culture. They're like, after come with the 2 bomber clot long dry on and expect pum pum. Translation, after they come with nothing in their hands nothing and expecting sex. So I was looking
given you shall receive.
And it goes back to the angel. Treat like an angel might take you to heaven type of thing.
Right.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's the world I'm used to. So I don't see a point where you might not need money for a relationship and stuff for that. I would hope that someday, like, you know, when I build with like even like my woman and everything like that, or a couple, that's at a point where like they can go like a duration. Hell, I don't even. The days that I have to spend $0.00, are fucking beautiful.
Awesome. It's awesome.
I don't think it's possible if you're in a relationship.
Nah.
Because you might be you might be content and be like, all right, I got this in the house, I got this. I ain't going nowhere like P. Diddy. I'm good. You might be like, there's nothing here to eat. We should order something. Ka-ching. Or we haven't gone to such and such and stuff in a while. I miss their food.
Yeah.
Ka-ching.
Right. Well, I'm far removed from the dating scene, but I remember prior to meeting my wife, I had dated this one girl, and we were going out. We're just starting off, and I was like, well, I mean, you know, we can meet up. Where would you want to go? And she goes, Tim Hortons. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah.
Coffee shop.
And she's like, yeah, I mean, we're just getting to know each other. We can have the conversation there.
That woman said that?
Yeah.
It's a wife.
That's, bro, there must have been something else that was not in the cards. Why I didn't end up with this woman?
It's a wife.
But I'm saying like, well, that's refreshing.
I can just picture all the women listening to this right now and be like, couldn't it be me?
Right.
That broke chick. Not today, not your average. I don't know the fuck she thinks she is. No.
But as at the end of the day, and I was like, she's right. At the end of the day, when you're starting off, you're just starting to get to know each other.
Mm-hmm. You're building.
You can do that at a park. I remember when you're talking about going to the park and feeding the ducks.
Yeah.
Right? And how many girls want to have in that?
A lot. Yeah. Money is needed. Yeah. Money is needed and stuff. Oh, let's fuck with this.
Right. Oh, wait. Before you continue, on the flip side of that, right? I remember when I was working as a barber at Upscale's hair salon, and one day we had a hair and fashion show at the back of the shop, right?
Okay.
So now these girls came to get hooked up. They were going to be the models, right? So I was like, yo, these girls, they were like fire looking, right? So this one dark-skinned, short-haired one, I was like, yo, I was feeling it and stuff like that. So, yo, I was talking to her, pitching and stuff like that, and you exchange numbers. And then so that same night, she called me and we started talking, right? And then during the conversation, it just went left. And I'm like, she trying to tell me how She needs $400 for her rent. And I'm saying to myself,
what year was this?
What year was this?
I need a circa time frame to let you know shit didn't change.
What year was this? This had to been
early 90s?
No, I want to say mid 90s.
Mid 90s?
Mid to late 90s.
Okay, so we'll say like 94 to like 97-ish.
Around there.
Okay, so shit never changed. All right, continue.
And I'm like, I don't know you from, I just met you earlier today. Already?
Gotcha.
You ain't even trying to wait a week in? 2 weeks in?
You got to have bread, dog. You got to pay to play. You got to pay to play.
And then I'm saying to myself, and this is the funny thing to myself, because I'm saying to myself, yeah, but I know you, and I know you're probably used to dealing with the drug dealers. Dudes who have the instant money. I just had barbershop bread. It wasn't me you were really looking for. I may have been cute. I don't know what it was that I got the number in the first place, but I got the foot in the door and then I got kicked out the back.
You got the foot in your ass. See, you can never... Let me state a disclaimer first. And not even sugarcoat shit. You can never, what is it? You can never lose, you can never fall short of women looking for money.
Right.
And you can never fall short from men needing money to look to women needing for money. Because I always look at stuff like the song and dance always takes place and stuff, whatever. We're like... Always. As a dude... We were taught we had to provide.
Right. Yes.
So you need to get your money up to provide. Some people and stuff, whatever, they might have it to the point where they don't really need, I want to say, the capital.
Yeah.
Because they're in abundance of resources. But it's still a thing of providing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like if like you're a dude and shit, you ain't have shit, you probably simple or something like that. Your family left you a house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your family left you a house, left you some cars and everything like that and all the above. And said woman don't have nowhere to live, don't even have a car to drive. Boom, you're like knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
You need to have bread as a man. And that's my general statement I'm going to say to all the men that's listening and stuff like that. You need to have bread.
But it's funny because, okay, so let's go to back then,
medieval time. We're talking about like caveman time.
Yeah, when you needed money, right? Okay. And we were brought up as we were to be the providers, right? Mm-hmm. But also in that time, women had to have the skills to be a housewife.
So you're saying they don't have the skills today?
Why is it that we still have the same? Why is it that we still have the same rules and it's now changed for the women? Please tell me. Please tell me. I'm confused.
Sí, señor. No habla inglés. No habla inglés, my friend.
I digress.
You're right. The shit that blows my mind is that shout out to the Alfredo warriors out there. All they know is make shrimp Alfredo or chicken fucking Alfredo.
Listen.
And they piss me the fuck off. And they think that's part of cooking.
Man, they so proud when they posted on their IG.
Alfredo warriors out there, man. Like that ain't cooking, man. Like a roast, like take some time and shit like that. Like I'm in the culture. Like some people don't eat rice like that. Whatever. Okay, you bake a potato. You find different ways to deal with potatoes and everything like that. Chicken ain't the only meat out there. Just to give you guys a heads up. Shrimp ain't the only seafood aspect you can try. Those people, they feel like that's cooking. Mm-hmm. And some women, they run with that shit right there.
Right.
And they look at it stuff as like, I cook, but it's not good enough for you.
I'm coming from my mama's house.
Every time she see you, you always come out like, I'm coming from my mama's house.
I come from my mama's house.
Why you always going to your mama's house?
Because she know how to prepare 5, 6, 7 different meals.
Damn, yeah. I heard this money talk and shit like that earlier this week. There was this 2 dudes. They have their podcast thing, but it's been going viral. And they asked 2 chicks. They asked 2 women and stuff, whatever. Would you rather have a cheating millionaire?
Yes.
Who cheats every now and then?
Right.
Or a broke, loyal one?
Yeah.
I want to ask you. Because, we always say men and women when they cheat is different things.
Right.
So now, you as a man.
Right.
Which would you rather have? Dun, 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 dun.
A loyal woman.
A loyal broke woman?
A loyal broke.
Because you're just provide for her?
Yeah, because I guess because I'm from that era where we can struggle together, make it work.
A millionaire though?
I mean, it would be nice to have the millionaire.
So it's like, whenever she steps out, just dry your tears with $100 bill.
But I tell you what, it would always be on my mind.
Fire.
When she steps out and somehow finds that magical dick, will I still be able to stay at home with my broke ass?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fair. I agree. Yeah, that's it. No, let's move on.
Let's move on. Yo, shout out to all the women out there that can really, really, really cook. Not the Alfredo magic.
Well, what do you consider cooking? Because that's that's another aspect. Because there's some no shade, but there might be a chick out here listening and be like, I can cook shrimp Alfredo, chicken Alfredo, and I got the spaghetti bag in my purse. You know what I'm saying? Be like, what do you deem as cooking?
What I deem
give me 5 dishes.
Okay.
5 dishes. 5 dishes your wife makes. That's not Alfredo. Go ahead.
My wife can prepare beef.
Stew
in a variety of ways.
Oh, okay.
So whether that be stew, right?
With the beef,
roast?
I'll give you 3. So then just give me 2 more meals then.
Okay. I don't mind chicken, right? But again, my wife can hook up chicken many ways.
Give me a style of chicken besides, I want to say, bake and saute.
Bake, saute, roast.
Roast the chicken takes a little know-how.
Takes a little know-how, right? She can Alfredo it, right?
No Alfredo. But I'm
just saying. I mean, that's one of the many ways. That's basic for her when she does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like she's trying to do something quick. She don't have time. She's busy doing other things else. Yeah. Let me run with something quick.
But I feel like Alfredo is like the adult form of Chef Boyardee.
It is the adult form of Chef
Boyardee. It is. Because
women out there getting mad right now. He's shitting on my one dish.
I'm sorry. I can cook better than y'all Alfredo warriors. I'm sorry.
My wife can prepare fish. She can prepare fish many ways.
Fair.
I mean, my wife will do lamb. How many women out there are doing lamb? I would like to know.
I feel like I hear a woman be like, "Well, I don't eat lamb, so you ain't gotta worry about lamb for me." But I see it.
And the funny thing about my wife is she's always looking for something new to cook. I'm a basic dude. You know what I mean? It's like, the regular's good with me. No, she's always looking for something new to do.
That's status right there.
Yeah.
That's the status. And I think, I don't want to speak for all men.
Right.
But I feel like that's the status and stuff where if you saying that, it makes some guys and stuff will feel like they have to reevaluate and look at their woman and stuff like that, whatever, right? Me, I'm kosher. Like, I look at it stuff like my boo and stuff can cook a full Thanksgiving feast.
Right.
On her own.
Right.
So I'm looking like,
That's the measure.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
the measure.
exactly.
That's the measure. When holidays come around and your wife don't need anybody else in the kitchen but her damn self, that is the measure.
It's a wife.
That's the wife.
It's a wife. So that's why I look at this stuff as, right? And then there's some other dudes out here like, we gotta go out 2-3 times a week to go get some food.
I'm sorry. My money's spent on groceries.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, this is our first show for the year. I do want to say R.I.P. to Barbara Walters.
Yes.
And R.I.P. to Gangsta Boo. For me, these two deaths around the new year hit for me. But one, Barbara Walters and stuff. I had a job for Barbara Walters, but she passed too soon for me. She's in her 90s. It's still too soon for me.
Right.
I watched the movie Tenet, and it's a great movie. Shout out to Denzel's son, John Washington.
Yeah.
But I want closure, like how it went.
Right.
And I feel like
how many times have you watched it?
Fucking 4 times. 4 full times, front and back.
And you still can't get the closure.
Man, I watched it, I think 2 times like sober, 1 time drunk, another time high.
Yeah.
To see if like something was shake. And then I look around the room, I was like, I think I got where it was going, and then I just second guess how it was going.
After the second time of me watching it, I just gave up.
I feel like Barbara, she could have sat Christopher Nolan bitch ass down,
right,
and had this conversation and stuff. Like, so which way is it going? Because I seen Barbara made Lady Gaga take off her fucking shades, and Barbara done said some shit to some presidents and everything. And she like when they said she broke like ceilings and barriers and stuff, whatever for women.
Yeah.
In like I want to say the journalist world, but just in general, like in good conversation and journalism, great.
Yeah.
Because I remember Gaga and stuff specifically, she's like, Barbara, I don't really take my shades off for anybody and stuff like that. For you, I make an exception. Bitch, it's fucking Barbara Walters. It's Barbara Walters, okay?
It's a privilege for you to sit down and have this lady interview you. You made it.
She could be doing so much more, but you made it.
You made it.
So Barbara, she kind of achieved some things, and R.I.P. to her and everything like that. Gangsta Boo, I'm a big 3-6 fan, 3-6 Mafia fan. Like low key when the verses was going on and stuff in 2021.
Seems so far away now, right?
My gosh, in 2021 and everything like that. I'm a man from Cleveland, so bone till I die. But I mean, I'm a 3-6 fan.
Of course.
And like, you grew up with Gangsta Boo and everything, like being the only woman in the 666 Mafia and everything like that. And from where we were just singing Where the Dollar's At before the new year. Right. Because I was just saying this stuff the other day, like when it happened, I was like, Smooth and I was just singing Where Them Dollars At? Right. Where Them Dollars At? And then, hear this happen and everything like that.
34, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at this stuff as my boy, Salute the Taliban. We always had this theory that every holiday a celebrity has to die. That's my conspiracy theory bag.
That's it.
Every holiday a celebrity has to die. I don't know what it is, but if you think back the past few holidays,
right,
there's a celebrity death or known death.
Yeah,
it's not even like it's auntie, brother, sister coming across the street named Sally's little nephew dying on that day. It's somebody known.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Betty White was last
New Year's Eve.
Last
New Year's Eve, Betty White and stuff, whatever. She didn't make it. So I was looking at stuff. I was like, it's starting to add up more because I want to say with the past year and the deaths, I started looking at mortality a little bit different. I think probably because of my father passing.
Yeah.
So I started looking at mortality and death and stuff a little bit in a different kind of light.
Right.
But I was like, shit. And then Meatloaf had died last year. Meatloaf's first name and stuff is Marvin and everything like that too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was looking at stuff, I was like, you know what? Let me start paying attention to some of this death shit.
Not to mention that we're getting up there.
Right?
Yeah.
So, every day is a blessing and stuff like that. And I feel like you should move on and stuff with it. But do acknowledge the ones you do miss and lost, and RIP to their, thoughts and prayers to their families and stuff as well. And yeah, I wanted to touch on that first, and now let's get back to some other shit.
Okay.
Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. Spider for the Cavs, dropping his 71 points the other night.
He's a special talent, man.
Yeah.
He's definitely a special talent. And it's funny because, I mean, we knew what he could do before he even got to Cleveland.
Yeah, when he was in Utah, he was doing things.
Right? But it's like you almost thought to yourself, okay, he had somewhat of a cast around him when he was at Utah. They weren't super talented, but they were a good bunch of role players, right? So you didn't think that him going to Cleveland, where it's just all young talent, right? Just getting their feet wet. You know what I mean? Most of them getting their feet wet in the league.
And Kevin Love.
And can't forget the veteran Kevin Love. He's staying in Cleveland, man. He's got honorary status.
We know how to treat people right.
He's got honorary status.
Go ahead.
And so you feel like, okay, he won't be the same. But man, oh man, is he putting on a performance over in Cleveland? It's like, I think he's doing better in Cleveland than he was in Utah.
Oh, definitely. I think it's the season, like when certain things should get seasoned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Hone your craft.
Yes.
Hone your craft. And I feel like some of the players and stuff in the league, they don't do that. I think they're just happy to be at the promised land.
Right.
So, like, I come from the Jordan, Kobe, eras and everything that transition over to the LeBron era and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
There's more, it's not even showmanship. There's more flossing that you'll see from them more than the hard work and the ethic.
Yeah.
Like, there's never a dull moment. I want to say, I don't follow LeBron like that, but I want to say every now and then, because I don't follow celebrities and stuff in general like that.
Yeah.
But I might come to a LeBron page and then I just might hit his story. And in the off season, you see him out here, gym, doing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing laps, doing drills, all that type of stuff and everything. Yes. And from the other players and stuff that I'll see, whatever, they out here popping bottles, living high life and all that type of stuff. Not saying they're not doing that and stuff out there like that, but I want to say your showmanship was show on the court.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be show and prove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think, is it Kawhi is like a spawn of like Kobe?
Yes.
I think Kobe left him at his house to shoot jump shots and shit like that and everything. And you can see it.
Right.
There's certain things you can see and stuff, whatever, right? Like it's not without a doubt and everything like that. But
no, it's
Donovan's doing things.
It's true what you say, because if you look at the NBA on a whole, right? How many players can you really say got better with time?
Caruso. Well, Caruso got beefy.
He got beefy.
Like, I feel like, even if, it was Cavs and the Bulls. I look at it and stuff where I was like, Caruso was in the same Caruso he was on the Lakers. And Zach LaVine, he's still doing a high fly thing and stuff, but I want to say even himself, he's trying to, perfect his shooting game.
Right.
We know him as dunk man.
Right.
But he's trying to perfect that as well. DeMar DeRozan.
Come on, man.
A former Raptor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To see all the shit he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, the showmanship should show. And I feel like for even just those three individuals and stuff like that from the opposite team, like that's it. You're right. Cavs has more rookies and younger guys trying to get established and stuff when create a name for themselves in the league. And then you have Kevin Love and then you have Donovan Mitchell and stuff like that. And it's gotten better.
Yeah. I like watching him play. I like watching John Morant play.
Luka for me.
Luka's another one.
Luka, that guy is something else.
Luka's another one.
Luka's something else. And Ja is magnificent and stuff as well.
Yeah.
But I look at it stuff as like Luka, Ja, I like Trae Young because Trae Young represents for the Mighty Midget Mafia, so I can't count him out.
Yeah.
Because for him to do the things that he does and stuff like that, it's a hand clap. And I'm actually proud.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but some of them and stuff, like, I can appreciate. I can appreciate them, and other ones look like, yeah, I mean, there's always G League. But speaking of sports, Skip and Shannon, what do you think the temperature is for that world over there?
I'm shocked that it lasted this long. To be completely honest with you, I think at first the show kind of strived on their controversy between each other. I think that kind of like made it what it is.
And I know you don't, from previous Podical Sons posts, I know you don't, not too fond of Skip.
Yeah. Not really a fan of Skip. You understand? But I could see how that dynamic would have worked. The two opposing forces coming together, right? But I mean, now it just seems like Shannon is getting tired of it now. Like that, like that's how I feel. Like it's like, okay, like before the opposites attract thing worked and I could rock with it, but now it just seems like you're getting too disrespectful for me.
Put a thumbtack in the Shannon and Skip thing. How long do you think opposites attract will really go for? Like, even if it's in a relationship? Because you made a valid point. Like, it can be cute, it can be entertaining, it can be fun.
Right.
In the beginning.
Right.
But I feel like those are like red flags, but we're just bypassing them and stuff and treating them like they're Six Flags and motherfuckers just want to have fun.
Yeah.
So how long do you think like the opposite attract thing would work in standard like relationships? Like intimate, business, friendship?
You know what? If there's common ground with in between the opposite attracting, then it can last. But if there's no sort of common ground to be that glue, maybe 3-5 years the most before you start to get on the other person's side.
And that's the span of this show.
That's the span of this show.
That's the span of this show.
All right.
That's I think for me, what have I seen and stuff, whatever, is that I think when he was saying to Shannon that you would never be as good as Tom Brady, from when he said that.
When he said that.
When he said that aspect and stuff, whatever, it felt personal.
Right.
Not from Skip's side?
No, from Shannon's.
Okay, so you saw it. You felt the same way.
That's when I felt like, okay, Shannon was getting tired of it because now it's like, and again, what I seen prior to that, the opposites attracting, it was an opposite of opinion. But when it got to that personal point where it's like, okay, now you're disrespecting me. We can disagree on certain things, but you crossed the line now when you start to disrespect me personally.
I agreed.
Yeah.
I think that's where I seen that as. And then with Damar Hamlin, with his situation.
Right.
Recently and stuff like that. He's well now.
Yes.
He's getting there. Stuff like speaking and all the above.
Yes. Thank God, man. Yeah.
But I think his tweet, Skip's tweet,
right,
it resonated to people in a not so good way.
Yeah.
And he didn't take down his tweet.
No.
And Shannon didn't show up the Tuesday.
Right.
So he didn't show up the Tuesday and everything like that from that. And we came back the Wednesday.
Right.
Which was the 4th, when he went to go have a conversation on why he was missing in action and everything like that. Skip is now cutting him off or interjecting him before and Shannon like, I can't even finish my fucking thought.
Yeah.
I can't even finish my damn thought.
Yeah.
So it's like, all good things must come to an end.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like tolerance and stuff has Shannon been. I think they've both been tolerant of each other,
right,
and everything like that. But I think it's only so long. Like you can pretend something and stuff could be, like you might not agree. You might agree, might make peace for the first year or two.
Yeah.
The third year, be like, you really still on this shit and everything like that? You haven't changed or you haven't switched over to my side and everything.
Right.
So it's either I make peace with this is who you are, and not too many people have that ability.
No.
That takes talent and years to hone in. I learned that for myself to kind of make peace of like, this is good as it gets for you.
Right.
And I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, let's move away from sports. I mean, Pusha T finally left good music.
Right.
And we can look at it as that same sort of argument.
With the DA.
He may have never rocked with what the things what Kanye was saying, but you know what? We have a common ground somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm gonna ride for you because when I may have not had nothing going on, you pulled me in. Right? So I respected that, and my respect goes a long way.
Right.
But my respect can only go so far to where your bullshit is starting to rub me the wrong way.
Bingo. That's it. That part right there. It's exactly what it's like. You can only go so far with so much of a person's bullshit. And I feel like some people and stuff like, all good things must come to an end. I mean, you make peace with, like, because I look at it stuff as where it takes cerebral individuals to kind of have that convo.
Yeah.
And kind of realize and stuff like, okay, this is for business and this is personal and everything like that, right? But it's respect.
At the end of the
respect,
day. Yeah.
It's the respect aspect and stuff like that, right? Especially when it comes to men.
Mm-hmm.
Like I as a born man, not a cis man, as a born man,
right?
I can know for a fact it's the respect of things. Like when I feel like if I say something to somebody and somebody's like, "Yo, Mar, I feel like you disrespecting me," I'm taking that conversation kind of serious. But well, why would you feel that way?
Right.
And then we'll speak on it.
Right.
Sometimes we agree to disagree, but I feel like if bloodshed needs to take place and stuff, whatever like that, I can't tell you how to feel.
Yeah.
And vice versa and stuff like that, whatever. But I'm trying to make sure we maintain respect.
Right.
So we can get these thoughts across. So we can come to an understanding and a middle ground.
Right.
Yeah, that part.
So now that we got to this point, right, where it looks like the ship can't continue, they might have to separate
the ship or the skip.
They might have to go their separate ways. Who do you think needs the other person more? Do you think Skip needs Shannon more, or do you think Shannon needs Skip more?
I feel like in the beginning, Shannon needs Skip to kind of stand out from the other NFL commentators of color.
Right.
Because James Brown was one of the go-tos, and then now you have, I want to say, you have a good amount, but I want to say, to me,
yeah,
Shannon and Keyshawn Johnson, they kind of held it down and stuff like that because they kind of came from a more recent player standpoint.
Right.
And I think to stand out or to kind of get ahead of that pack and not fall into like the suit, yes.
Right.
It was definitely Shannon needed Skip. But at this point and stuff now, Skip needs Shannon to, I want to say, not only save face, but even to kind of probably build possible future brands.
Right.
Right? Because I want to say if he's going to stand by a certain type of tweets and everything like that, the main thing is stuff I think anybody else with business is going to look and say, your co-host walked out on you. Your co-host didn't show up because of your behavior and your things you said, right?
Yeah.
So those are things to be identified and looked at and stuff. So he's in more of a need of Shannon now. Because Shannon has like, I think his Shay thing where he just talks to individual like stars themselves, like from like entertainment, music, and whatever. Dolo, right?
Right.
And I think that right there is building on itself and its entirety.
And I thought the same way, being that I think that even if you were to continue, let's say, with the same show, the same brand, but not necessarily the same two hosts, I think Shannon could still work with another host. Where I don't see that Skip's dynamic working with anybody else outside of Shannon.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Like I'm not doubting that.
Right.
I'm just looking at stuff as that the fact that Shannon on his own is talking to like multiple people,
right?
You know he has the capability,
right?
I haven't seen that from Skip's side and stuff like, or maybe I'm not paying attention to that.
Exactly, like so I don't know Skip. I don't know Skip prior to this,
outside of this.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're probably right, more likely and stuff. You probably are right, whatever. But who's to say and stuff? Because yes, they have other people and stuff on the show.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's kind of like us.
Right.
We'll still bounce off us and everything like that. And if we have a guest and everything like that, we kind of make it, we get them, I want to say a laneway, a safe space for them to kind of jump in and play. And if not, we don't need them.
Right.
So that's what I feel.
Yeah.
So I feel like, but if you're taking away Shannon, his normal cohort and everything, then you might have a problem.
Mm.
Yes. So RIP to the show. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We won't write it off just yet, but I think
your ass won't.
I think they definitely have to reevaluate on that dynamic, because I think to me Shannon is getting tired of it if he's not already tired of it.
The fact that the audience, the people who are supposed to help give it ratings, to give it life, to make this money.
Yes, big factor.
If they're looking at it like that, where they don't really want to fuck with it, if Shannon might not be there, or like Skip might do some outrageous shit and everything like that. You know, a lot of people today, they jaded real quick. Whatever. They're doing it for the clout. They're doing it for the show. They're doing it for the ratings and everything like that. Whatever. But if it's some personal shit, I feel like stand-up people look at it stuff like, yo, it's a dick move.
Yeah, no.
So I look at it stuff like, I consider myself a stand-up person. I feel like it's a dick move and stuff from Skip's side, but...
Because, like, I mean, going back to the previous show that we were talking about, like, I'm not saying that every episode I kind of like enjoyed the opposites attract dynamic. I understood it, right? And I seen how it worked. But when he flat out disrespected Shannon, I was like, nah, I'm not feeling that at all. Like, bro, this man's a Hall of Famer. Why are you talking to him like he ain't do shit? Like, nah, that wasn't cool.
Yeah. We shall see. We'll see where the future goes. Let's move on. I wanted to talk to you about the two sons in Utah. Now, I know you're in your conspiracy theory bag and everything like that. And when I seen the fucking video, I went bonkers and stuff my damn self.
Right.
At first and stuff, because I was looking at it, I was like, there's a sunset popping off over there.
Yeah.
Open road and land, and there's another sunset popping off over there.
Right.
And I was like, oh, conspiracy theorists will have a field day with this shit right here. So you're the closest conspiracy theorist I know.
That you know.
Your thoughts.
So
the two sons in Utah.
So when you had told me about it, because I wasn't aware about it, but when you had told me about
it, you need to fix your alerts on your conspiracy theorist notification block.
There's something wrong with my conspiracy links.
Right.
But when was it that you seen the video?
So this was after the New Year rang in.
After the New Year
rang in and stuff. I want to say the Monday-ish.
Right.
Yeah. So this possible like this past last week Monday. Does someone say the second?
So as soon as you told me, I'm not sure if I Googled searched
two
sons in Utah, or just two sons, right? But the first set of videos that I seen come up, one was from 2014
in Utah.
No, not Utah.
Where?
Was it New Mexico?
Okay, so it's within that range area.
Within that range area. And there was actually maybe 2 or 3 different videos, and they all had different years and so forth like that. So I said, okay, this is a phenomenon.
Reoccurrence too.
A reoccurrence. And then as opposed to seeing Two Sons as the title, I seen Hunter's Moon. So I said, okay, let me look into this a little bit further. So it's not two suns. One of them is actually the moon. But the way how the moon is positioned in the atmosphere, and I guess the conditions has to be just right where the moon reflects the sun's brilliance.
So it just basically looks like two suns.
It looks like two suns.
Now, that says a lot. Now I'm just pulling shit out the air of conspiracy level and stuff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think, like, for me, I'm thinking that place, that region, should be like the real division. Like, I want to say, let's say if this is like East and West, that should be the defining point for East and West, because if it's that close, where both can pop up, everywhere else they can't happen like that.
No.
And if it's within the Utah, what did you say?
New Mexico,
within that region, I want to say that might be the new defining post. Like, part of the thing I was gonna ask you and stuff is even sort of question of the week shit. But I want to hear what you say, and then I'll get back to what I'm saying. But the question of the week, but it's like, when do we, like, are we sure of what we're calling certain type of things? Right. Hear me out. Because I look at it stuff like, all right, shout out to the PC brand. Like, who thought to mash this? Who thought to scrambled eggs? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that type of stuff and everything. And we've been giving things certain type of names and words and stuff like that for a long time. Who's to say that we were right back then? Right. But now we have better understanding and everything. It's like some shit could have shifted. So let's say if we thought the North Pole could have been Antarctica. Right. Whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And then South Pole is like, the Arctic Circle or vice versa and everything like that. Yeah. To say this is North and South. What if that might not be the North and South division area? Right. What if it might be just straight up the Utah, New Mexico, Nevada region and stuff like that? That might be like your new defining point.
You know what? Anything is possible at this point.
No, you got to say like Kevin Garnett.
Anything is possible.
There you go. All this sports talk. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To tug at the jersey? Yeah. No, but you're right. I mean, a few years back, we had the talk about the processions. And how the seasons changing.
That's just legit.
Yeah, and
that's just legit.
It's 100% legit, right? But so for the longest while, I never understood the importance of, on maps, you'll see the equator. Mm-hmm. Then on top of the equator, you have the Tropic of Cancer.
And Tropic of Capricorn.
And then you have the Tropic of Capricorn, right? Mm-hmm. And I always wondered, well,
what about Tropic of Taurus?
all those other signs, right?
Right.
So, and basically what it is...
Oh, you didn't give a fuck because you're a Cancer.
No, but that's how it works.
And sometimes. Your wife is a Capricorn, so you didn't give a fuck.
That's how it works sometimes, Marv. You just
well, I give a fuck because I'm a Taurus,
You just leave it as it is.
I'm a Taurus, so I care.
Arguing.
I question.
I'm not arguing.
Continue.
So those lines are set there. Those are the boundaries of where the sun moves within the equator. Right. So in the summertime, it doesn't go any further, I guess, the Tropic of Capricorn before it comes back. Mm-hmm. And when the seasons are reversed, it doesn't go any further than the Tropic of Capricorn when the sun comes down, right? But it's only named that way is because the sun movements happened within that month, within those months during that period of the, I guess, the procession, right? But we know
shit
changes.
Right.
But the maps never have changed. They always kept that Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn when really, no, we know it doesn't work like that.
Who's in charge of these maps? Because I might have to write to them and say, this shit's wrong. Y'all need to fix this. We need a Tropic of Taurus.
Bruh. I mean,
and a Tropic of Aquarius.
The size of Africa alone on a map. It's quite questionable.
Always been. It always been.
Quite questionable.
It always been to me. What is it? And the Prime Meridian and the equator runs to what? Greenwich?
Greenwich, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the Prime Meridian needs to move. That's what I'm thinking and stuff, whatever. Like, I mean, those areas do get snow.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what's the defining thing because we could have considered like the rotations in this type of manner and everything like that. And the rotations could have been good because we didn't fuck up the planet to where it is and stuff now.
Right.
Humans as a virus and fucked up some shit, could have changed some shit. This could have kind of diverted so many other things.
Right.
The same way how like, climate change is real.
Right.
Same thing exactly. Because I'm like, hunter's moon, first and foremost. Why are hunting using 2 moons to hunt?
It's like it's a special like you can only hunt like a special caribou at this time. It's like the mythical caribou pops out because he sees the second moon, the second sun. I don't know.
Great white buffalo.
The great white buffalo.
That's it.
What was it in the House of Dragons? What was it that the white, was it a deer or was it an elk?
It was like some elk thing.
It was like an elk thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to the question of the week. Question of the week says, when do you start your own personal new year? And this is what I'm saying. Where because I look at it stuff as some people might go with a traditional 12-month calendar.
Right.
Some people might use their birthday.
Right.
As a moniker and stuff for the year and everything like that. So like how your birthday's in the summer.
Yeah.
You probably might just look at everything and stuff in whole totality, but like you won't say 2022 was bad for you because part of 2022 might have been bad, but then the other part of 2022 was not really your birthday time. You know what I'm saying? So like, when do you personally?
And I thought about this prior to the question itself, and I always question this whole New Year thing.
Talk about it.
Because I'm like, and just from what we're discussing now, it's like, who's to say that January 1st is the actual start of the year? When we know before previous calendars, like what are we on now? Is the Gregorian calendar that we use now? Or
something like that. I think it is.
Or is the Roman? I don't know. But other calendars prior to this had the year starting in different months.
Yeah, like I feel, so one of those calendars and stuff that starts off like in spring.
Right.
I count that.
Right.
Because spring is the beginning, blooming, shit, and all that type of stuff.
Right.
And
makes perfect sense.
Leaves that fall and stuff like that, to me, that signifies dying.
Yes.
Right? So when it comes to that time and stuff and everything, and when things freeze, that's like, I want to say the ultimate like death.
Right.
So that's why I looked at stuff as where I really, for people purpose, they go by that, but it just happened to be before the whole like temperature and everything starts to change. Most of the time when the fiscal year for the governments and stuff pop off, it starts in April.
Yeah.
And then before it was April showers bring May flowers.
Yeah.
So that's why I always looked at stuff as like April to me, real talk, to me was kind of been like the new year mark.
Right.
Because business wise, that's our new year budget. They don't give you new budget in January 1st.
Nah.
Exactly. So that's why I always looked at stuff as like April is that spot. And I always look at like so many other countries kind of rocked with the April time for the longest.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just want an excuse to party, so I'll just go out with you guys in January and shit like that, whatever. I ain't making no New Year's resolutions. I'm just there watching y'all go to work. Like, I'm going to the gym. Well, my birthday in April, so I ain't got to do shit until I get about that time.
It's funny how they make New Year's resolutions, right? But every day is a new day. And that's when I looked at it from that perspective. It's like every day is a new day. If you can't change tomorrow, right? What makes you feel that on December 31st, you can make that change on January 1st?
You know what? So I realized and stuff, whatever, like some people are self-motivators.
Right.
And some people and stuff, whatever, they need motivation from others.
Right.
And a lot of times and stuff, whatever, if you have the self-motivator say, like, you know what? Fuck it. January 1st, this is the day I start busting my ass in the gym.
Yeah.
They're self-motivated. The ones that needed motivation, they need to look at that person who's saying, fuck it, January 1st, as their motivational factor. And you have multiple people and stuff like that. So then this was like, all right, new year, new me. Because all these other people done change or want to issue the change. They want to go from one day to day one.
Right.
So the peer pressure shit. Right back again.
It's a peer pressure.
So that,
for me. But you're absolutely right. But that same motivating person, the truly motivated person doesn't have to wait for the new year. He could have said that in April. April 1st, you know what? New me. And still continue and rock forward with it.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let's get to the Ask the Sons. First, Ask the Sun says, it comes from Demon Slayer Lover. What is one thing that never fails to make you horny? Go. Let's hear this.
Playing with my nipples.
Playing with your nipples?
Yeah.
Kisses on my neck.
Kisses on your neck?
Kisses on my neck. Kisses on my neck. I feel like I'd be minding my business and stuff, and then if I get like a kiss on my neck, it's like, it gets warm.
Yeah.
It gets warm. Like I could be outside in wintertime and stuff, and if it happens and stuff, and I'd be like, I see where this is possibly going.
Yeah.
Floyd for Prez has the next one that says, what are your opinions on someone with no social media anything? They're a god to me.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck what Smooth got to say. Because my quick story and stuff real quick was at his damn wedding. Yes. I participated in his wedding. And at his wedding, we were taking photos and we were taking like all the, like, you know, the photos, you know, photo shoot shit.
Right.
They attacked me. I'm not going to mention your names, but you know who the fuck you are. I even asked one earlier today about she went to church and all that type of stuff. They attacked me. One person said, because I didn't have any social media at the time, one person said, am I on the run? One person said, if I'm a spy for MI6.
Yeah.
Another person said, I'm a creep. They attacked my character.
Well, I wasn't gonna go with creep, but the first two, that's what I'm rocking with. When you don't have no social media appearance, you're the jackal.
I'm off to agree. I get told thousands of times, and I want to say is one of my personal struggles. I be trying to work with. I be trying to work on.
Yeah.
I have a problem with, I want to say, everybody being able to find me. That's my thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing. So like a lot of times and stuff, it's rare that I might post shit like in the moment.
Right.
Because I want you to be able to find me and stuff like that and everything.
The jackal.
Like, yeah, like, all right. If I catch up to you and everything, like, oh, what's up? I'm like, oh, I did this. They'd be like, damn, you did a lot of stuff. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm in some shit, whatever, like, nah. When it comes to social media, the reason why I don't really look at people and stuff or shame and stuff, like they don't do too much with their social media.
Right.
Not only because from my standpoint and stuff, but a lot of times I realize it can get a lot for certain people.
Yeah.
I know people personally that delete and download the app, whatever particular platform it may be.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, why don't you just practice self-control?
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people, they just cannot.
No, they can't.
So I look at it as like, if you don't have anything and you're in that process of like decluttering your mind and your life, I still don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I still operate in a no judgment world type of aspect.
I think now what it is with you, because we do the whole podcast thing.
You see, I'm seeing more.
Yeah. You not only that you're seeing more, but people are curious. Who's this person outside of the podcast?
Yeah, I'm just.
I think that's what it is right now.
I'm gonna start taking photos on my social media to put photos of like rocks, so you just know it's like someone posting, like just some random shit. They could be like, "What the fuck?" and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
and then I might put like a pinky or something in there, so they know it's like it might be me.
Right.
So now if they look at the show, then I'll look like, I thought it was him.
Yeah,
that pinky did match, or somebody be like, that wasn't his pinky on his page.
Yeah, somebody
hacked your page. So, I don't know. I try. Like I want to say it's something I try to do better with. Do I give a fuck really? No, not really, but I do it.
We're just gonna have to get to the level where we hire you a personal assistant.
I think you know what, that's what it is.
Yeah, we'll hire you a personal assistant.
I can go somewhere with so many people.
Right.
And people want to take photos and everything like that. And the most it might say is stuff like, I'm like, oh shit. Like say me, you, and like let's say people in our one of our chats.
Right.
We all go out and shit like, oh shit, this is like a squad photo now.
Yeah.
Right? Send me that. Cause I know somebody gonna be out here to try to take some flicks.
Right.
So I'm like, send me that. Right. And I'm more of the times like people will send me the flicks and everything and stuff. But me like, okay guys, squish in.
Yeah.
Squish in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Angles. Fuck
No.
that.
We gotta get Marvin assistant. She make sure the page is always popping and up to date.
I didn't even look. I don't even want to look and say when the last time I even then posted something shit on even the gram. Definitely nothing this year.
See, there you go.
December 6th, 2022.
The jackal.
Today, it would be a day. You will see a post for January 8th. New year, new me. LOL. The last question comes from Correct Way number 3. Correct Way 3.
Okay.
What's your reasoning behind smoking cannabis? It's a good question. Why do you smoke weed? Why did you smoke weed?
To relax.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Relax, sleep. I'm an overthinker. My brain will go like a 1,000 miles and stuff a minute. And I always thought it was a situation where if I was not busy, but disorganized. I have a question like that, whatever, too. I'm going to post that for the question, this week and everything like that. But I feel like a lot of people and stuff, they're not busy, they're just disorganized. Because if you organize some shit, it doesn't seem that...
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I look at stuff as where I'm a meticulous person. I organize like hell. I even plan out the fucking day from the first shower in the morning.
Right.
Right? So I'm looking like, I'm not disorganized. But I'm busy, and then to slow down the busy and stuff like that, because I'm like, oh man, I could have did this a little bit more and stuff today. I could have that and all that type of stuff. I'm trying to be better than the last.
Right.
Like I want to say 2 weeks ago, Marv is dumber than the current Marv right now in front of you. So I'm always going like that. And then I want to say, like, weed would be like, hey, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's another day. We know you have all these great... And some of the thoughts and stuff in my head would be going like a mile a minute. Like even when I look at my son, and I see him like his brain is kind of going a mile a minute, I'm like, I kind of feel like that and shit too. And then when I hone in some stuff, like if I'm to smoke, I'll sit down and stuff and I'm like, I like to have sessions like on my damn self.
Right.
Because I feel like when I'm with other people, I have to fucking match their world. Some people might want to put the whole damn spliff down or blunt and everything in one go. I'm like, I don't need all that.
Yeah.
I don't need all that.
Right.
I just need a little, be like, this is proper.
I'm here.
Once I get to that I'm here moment, it's outed, and then just coast out and ride out and everything like that. And then I have other people around me that want to smoke and everything, and they just want to go through the whole thing. And then now, next thing you know it, you're high when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're looking like, fuck, am I high? I'm high?
You're questioning everything.
You're questioning everything. I was like, I didn't really want to get here.
Yeah.
But I hold myself accountable for that aspect, but no. Relax and to sleep.
Yeah.
I do not sleep enough at night. Oh, last night, went to bed like fucking 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Was up by like 6, 7.
Yeah.
Right? Proper hours of human body to sleep is 8 hours.
It's 8.
I haven't got 8 in a long damn time.
Really?
August.
Last time you got like
August.
8 hours.
Around the beginning of August sometime and stuff, whatever. I got full 8 hours and stuff, whatever. But it was substances.
Right.
Because I smoked and I drank and stuff, whatever, that same night.
Yeah.
So that next day, whatever, like that Saturday I woke up, it was kind of foggy. That's the reason why I kind of ease off on the alcohol.
Right.
Because the wake-ups are harder as the older I get compared to like with weed. It's kind of like bounce.
Ready to go.
Mm-hmm. We are here.
We are here.
This is the end. Cool. I already miss you, my friends. And I'm going to So Say the Sons this week. So Say the Sons this week says, oh my gosh. I think I must have made this for my damn self. So Say the Sons this week says, a clear conscience does not care about a midnight wake up.
Thought the things. So says the Sons.
Let me explain when I came up to this and stuff, whatever. I do want to say, like, yes, a lot of times when I don't have that many things like to do or pressing on my forefront, my brain, I give zero fucks about a lot of things. I think when I do have other things and stuff in mind, if other things that come in, they're kind of going to join a queue.
Right.
So I guess my brain will look like, let's say if I had 5 things I had to do and other little smaller things come up, whatever, it might add up to like 10, right? But if I have just the small things and stuff to do, 5 is less than 10.
Yeah.
And so when I know all of these things and stuff are accomplished and everything like that, I think the following night, I definitely won't sleep through the night. But once I realize I conquered that much and I say, yes, this was productive.
Yeah.
I can sleep calmly.
Good.
So yes.
All right.
You can call it God. God did that to me. I'm like, oh, let me go to my soul say the sons. A clear conscience, motherfucker. You don't need weed. You need a clear conscience to sleep.
Yeah.
I heard you, my Lord.
He hit you with that lightning bolt.
I heard you. Not mad at that. We are here once again, man. Like, comment, subscribe to all of the above.
All of that.
You can find us everywhere. See us on YouTube as well. And thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
Channeling all that, whatever you apply for gets approved. Wherever you want to go, you get accepted. If you're rocking with this show and you're listening to this show, congratulations, you're a winner. You're a step above the rest because the shit that we talk about and the things we cover, it will tend to trajectory a lot of people and stuff ahead further. It's the therapy you didn't need, but congratulations for you to 20 and 23 all through, no matter when you start your 2023. Like again, once again, we appreciate you and thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
Deuces.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.